A new chapter is forming in NASCAR, and it is taking shape around one of the most closely watched names to enter the sport in a long time. The story is not moving in a straight line. One door is opened. Another has already been shut. Together, those two decisions are telling everyone exactly how this experiment is going to be handled and why so many people are split on what comes next. At the center of it all is Cleetus McFarland, known off the track as Garrett Mitchell. He is still trying to prove that he belongs in this world, and every move he makes is being measured. There has been resistance. There has been opportunity. There has been real attention from fans who want to see whether this turns into a meaningful NASCAR development or collapses under the weight of expectation. That tension is what makes this more than a simple entry list update. It is a test of how NASCAR develops talent, how much influence visibility can carry, and how quickly a newcomer can earn credibility in a garage built on results. If this kind of NASCAR conversation is what you come here for, support the channel. Hit like, subscribe, and be part of it. This channel is still new, the push toward 15,000 subscribers is underway, and it matters to have real fans involved in the discussion. Now, to the story itself, because this one is getting more important by the week. The first major development is now official. Cleetus McFarland has been approved by NASCAR to return to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. His next start is set for May 30th at Nashville Super Speedway. He will again drive the number 33 for Richard Childress Racing. That is the headline, and it is a significant one. It means the sanctioning body has not closed the door. It means Richard Childress Racing is staying committed. It means Mitchell is getting another chance to show that the first start was not the full picture. That opportunity did not arrive without scrutiny because his series debut at Rockingham Speedway was difficult. The race exposed how much learning remains ahead of him. He spun more than once. He lost laps. He spent much of the day buried in the field, and by the end he was classified 32nd. There was nothing polished about it. It was not the kind of debut that silences critics, but one detail still mattered. He finished the race. He stayed with it. He did not pull behind the wall and disappear from the conversation. He kept driving, and in a development program, that counts for something. What happened next may be even more revealing than the debut itself. Richard Childress Racing initially wanted him in the field this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway. NASCAR said no. That rejection was not a minor scheduling adjustment. It was a clear sign that the sanctioning body is not handing him unrestricted access just because the audience around him is large. NASCAR is deciding where he races, when he races, and how quickly he advances. The development is being managed step by step. And that decision makes the second part of the story even more important. Instead of Talladega, one of the most volatile tracks on the calendar, he has been cleared for Nashville. That contrast says everything. Talladega is pack racing at extreme speed, where one small mistake can collect a large section of the field in an instant. Nashville presents a different challenge. It is a slick intermediate track. It is technical. It demands patience, tire management, line discipline, and control over a long run. In other words, it forces a driver to race with fundamentals rather than simply survive a draft. If NASCAR is serious about building Mitchell carefully, this is exactly the kind of track choice that fits that plan. Mitchell himself appears to understand that. He has said he will be back in the O'Reilly Series on May 30th driving the number 33 for Richard Childress Racing, and he wants fans to come out and watch. He has also said the preparation will be serious. There will be a lot of training. There will be extensive simulator work with Richard Childress Racing. The goal is to get fully dialed in before the green flag drops. He even put it in plain terms, saying he still needs to get better at turning left. That kind of comment matters because it shows awareness. He is not pretending the job is complete. He knows there is still work to do, and he is saying it out loud. That brings another layer into focus. Even after being denied for Talladega, he has now added Nashville to what is becoming a growing NASCAR schedule with Richard Childress Racing. So the project is still moving forward. Fans are going to get another chance to watch him compete, whether they have embraced him or rejected the idea entirely. That is part of what has made him such a polarizing figure. Few recent entrants have generated this kind of split reaction. On one side are the fans and observers who believe he has not earned opportunities at this speed. Their argument is straightforward. They see a YouTube personality being given access to equipment and exposure that many drivers spend years trying to reach. They believe the climb is supposed to be slower, harder, and based strictly on racing credentials. To them, this looks accelerated. It looks like visibility is opening doors that would remain shut for others. That criticism is real, and it is not difficult to understand. On the other side is a different reality that cannot be ignored. He brings attention. He brings online traffic. He brings a built-in audience that turns heads every time his name appears on an entry list. People watch. People argue. People click. In a modern motorsports environment where reach matters, that is not meaningless. Richard Childress Racing clearly sees value in that attention, but the team also appears to believe there is something usable in the driver himself. This is not just about marketing if the car keeps returning to the track. The organization is investing time, opportunity, and preparation into him, and that suggests they believe there is at least some foundation worth building on. His recent results show why the process remains incomplete. Before this Nashville approval, he also made an ARCA Menards start at Kansas. That race ended early because of a blown engine. So even beyond Rockingham, he has not been getting clean, uninterrupted race experience. He is not stacking complete, steady runs one after another. That matters in development. Drivers improve through repetition, rhythm, and long stretches of green flag learning. When races are cut short or filled with errors, the progress becomes harder to measure. That is why NASCAR's approach, at least from a development standpoint, appears deliberate. If the goal is to build experience first, then smaller or more controlled steps make sense. Rockingham gave him a first look. Kansas ended early. Talladega was denied. Nashville was approved. The pattern is clear. NASCAR wants him to add experience before placing him in the most dangerous or complex racing environments. That is not a free pass. It is managed progression. Even with that, Nashville will not be easy. Late May at Nashville Super Speedway brings heat. Heat creates slick conditions. Slick conditions reduce grip and punish overdriving. The track becomes difficult to manage over a full run. A driver has to protect the tires, find the right groove, and stay disciplined when the car starts sliding. There is speed in the place, but it is not careless speed. It is technical speed. Mistakes carry consequences. Qualifying will matter for him. Pit stops will matter. Overall race control will matter. He is not walking into a soft landing. He is walking into a track that demands composure. There is also a reason some fans have looked beyond the stat line and kept watching him closely. For all the spins and struggles, Mitchell has shown flashes of strong car control. He has had moments where the car started to rotate, and instead of ending in a destroyed race car, he gathered it back up in situations where other drivers might not have. That does not mean the product is polished. It is not, but it does suggest there is raw ability in there. He may not yet be refined, but he does not appear helpless either. That distinction is important, which is why this Nashville start feels larger than just another entry. This is where the conversation begins to move from curiosity to evaluation. Can Garrett Mitchell turn the Cleetus McFarland brand into something real inside a stock car? Can raw feel, training, and seat time start to become actual racecraft? Or does the momentum around the story fade if the performance stays where it was at Rockingham? Right now, he is doing the work. He is training. He is logging seat time. He is working with a top-tier team in Richard Childress Racing. But NASCAR is ruthless about one thing. Effort is respected, yet results are what decide how long the door stays open. Nashville should give a much clearer read on where this is headed. That is why the bigger picture stretches beyond a single race weekend. The issue here is not only whether one driver improves, it is whether NASCAR is willing to make space for a different kind of prospect. It is whether a digital personality with a massive following can climb into one of the toughest racing ladders in the world and eventually earn real respect there. It is also about how far a team like Richard Childress Racing is prepared to go in developing someone with that background. If the improvement shows up, even in small ways, more opportunities are likely to follow. If the same problems return and the run looks like Rockingham again, the criticism will grow fast and loud. That puts fans in a familiar place. Many are intrigued, many are skeptical, many are both at the same time. There is a reason this story draws so much energy. It is interesting. It introduces new people to the sport. It sparks debate about merit, development, and what modern NASCAR should look like. But it also touches a nerve because this is not a series that has ever promised anyone a place. In NASCAR, the expectation has always been simple: earn it. If you have a take on where this is going, this is the time to weigh in. Like the video, subscribe to NASCAR Nation Report, and drop your thoughts in the comments. The channel is just getting started on the road to 15,000 subscribers, and for fans who follow the sport closely, this is where these conversations belong. Because now the question is simple. Cleetus McFarland is getting another shot. NASCAR has put guardrails around the process. Richard Childress Racing is still investing in him. What he does next is what matters. Nashville will not settle everything, but it should reveal a lot. And right now it feels very much like this story is only beginning.